Scorpio, there is a powerful force at work right now, a force that is orchestrating events, encounters, and revelations that will completely change your reality. And for the first time in a long time, this force is not working against you. It is working in your favor. Karma, that cosmic law you always knew existed, but which sometimes seemed unfair or too slow, has finally come into play in your life. But not in the way you imagine. It didn't come to collect from you for past mistakes. It came to collect from all those who underestimated you, betrayed you, harmed you, blocked you, or used you, thinking there would never be consequences. And what is about to happen will show you that the universe never forgets. It never lets things go. It only waits for the right moment to deliver perfect justice. You've been carrying silent pain, haven't you? Situations where you knew you were being wronged, but couldn't do anything about it without seeming vengeful or petty. Moments where people deeply hurt you and then went on with their lives as if nothing had happened. Betrayals you swallowed in silence because proving the truth seemed impossible. It's all recorded. Every tear you shed alone. Every time you were strong when you wanted to crumble. Every moment you chose dignified silence instead of dramatic exposure. The universe saw it all, and now the time has come for the scales to tip. Are you prepared to witness divine justice working in your life in a way that will surpass any revenge you could have planned? Scorpio, what I'm about to reveal will deeply affect you. In the coming days and weeks, you will begin to see people who have wronged you facing the exact consequences of their actions, not because you did anything against them, not because you cursed or wished them ill, but simply because karma has its own intelligence and its own system of justice. And this system is far more precise and powerful than anything a human being could create. That person who lied about you and destroyed your reputation, they're about to be exposed in a way that will permanently ruin their credibility. That ex who cheated on you and made you feel like you were the problem. They're entering a cycle where they'll experience the exact same kind of pain they caused, multiplied. That colleague who stole your credit or blocked your opportunities, their paths are closing one by one, while yours are opening in unexpected ways. And the most interesting part, all of this will happen without you lifting a finger. You will simply observe, like a spectator in a film where justice finally prevails. And each time you see one of these people reaping what they sowed, you will feel something much deeper than satisfaction or revenge. You will feel validation. Confirmation that you weren't crazy, that you weren't the problem, that your perception was correct all along. And this validation will heal wounds you didn't even know were still open. Can you feel this energy of justice approaching, like a storm you know is coming even before you see the clouds? The most fascinating thing about karma acting in your life right now is the surgical precision with which it's operating. It's not a generic or random punishment that these people will face. It's a specific consequence, perfectly calibrated to make them understand exactly what they did to you. Each one will go through the same experience that caused you, only amplified. It's as if the universe is saying, you didn't understand through love and empathy, then you will learn through direct experience. And while this is happening to them, something completely different is unfolding in your life. Doors that have been locked for years are opening. People who truly value you are appearing in your path. Opportunities that seemed impossible are materializing out of nowhere. It's as if the universe is saying, you passed the test. You maintained your integrity even when it would have been easier to seek revenge. Now watch as I do the work for you, and in a much more complete way than you could have done on your own. Bree. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this karma in action is mainly related to professional situations and recognition. Someone who stole your ideas or blocked your growth is about to lose everything. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the focus is on personal relationships and emotional betrayals. The person who broke your trust is entering a cycle of abandonment and loneliness. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, the karma is acting in the area of authenticity and truth. Someone who spread lies about you is about to be publicly exposed. But regardless of when you were born, all Scorpios will experience something in common, the feeling that finally justice is being served, and not a justice you had to fight for, a justice that arrived because you maintained your dignity and trusted that the truth always prevails, even when it takes time. Are you ready to witness the power of karma when it finally decides to act? Scorpio, there's a reason why karma is moving so intensely in your life right now. You've reached a point in your spiritual evolution where you no longer need to learn through unfair suffering. You've already learned those lessons. You've already developed the strength, resilience, and profound insight that these difficult experiences came to teach you. Now it's time to reap the benefits of this evolution. The universe functions as a feedback system. When you are at lower levels of consciousness, you experience the consequences of your actions directly and often brutally. But when you raise your consciousness and maintain your integrity even under pressure, the universe begins to actively work in your favor. It begins to remove obstacles from your path. It begins to connect you with the right people and opportunities. And yes, it begins to deal with those who tried to harm you. Have you noticed signs of this already happening? Small victories that appear out of nowhere, news about people who hurt you facing unexpected difficulties, coincidences that seem too good to be true but keep happening. These are not random events. They are evidence that karma has already begun its work. What you will see in the coming weeks and months is simply the intensification of this process that is already in motion. And here's something important you need to understand. When you witness these people reaping what they sowed, don't let yourself be consumed by feelings of revenge or petty satisfaction. That would lower your vibration and hinder the process that's happening. Instead, simply observe with the wisdom of someone who understands that each person receives according to their actions. Give thanks for justice being served, and then refocus on your own evolution and growth, because that's where your energy needs to be. Karma doesn't need you to function. It has its own intelligence, its own power, its own timing. Your only responsibility is to stay on the high path, remain upright, continue making your choices based on what is right and not on what is easy or advantageous. When you do this, karma becomes your most powerful ally. Do you trust universal justice enough to simply observe without interfering? Or do you still feel the need to control how and when people will pay for what they have done? One of the most profound things that will happen during this period is that you will gain absolute clarity about who the people around you really are. The mask will fall from some people you thought you knew. The true nature of certain situations will be revealed. And although some of these revelations may be painful initially, they are gifts in disguise, because it is much better to know the truth, however harsh it may be, than to live in illusions that would eventually hurt you even more. The karma at work in your life will function as a truth detector. It will expose lies, reveal betrayals, and unmask the deceitful. And in doing so, it will cleanse your life of everything and everyone who has no place in the new phase you are entering. It's as if the universe is doing a deep cleansing of your energy field, removing everything that is toxic or parasitic so that you can finally flourish without hindrance. You may be wondering, why now? Why has karma decided to act at this precise moment? The answer is that you are finally ready to deal with these revelations and transformations in a mature and constructive way. In the past, when these situations occurred, you may have reacted in ways that prolonged the cycle of pain. You may have allowed yourself to be consumed by anger or a desire for revenge. You may have internalized guilt or questioned your own worth. But now you've evolved beyond those reactions. Now you understand that other people's bad behavior says more about them than about you. Now you know you don't need to prove your worth to anyone because it's intrinsic. Now you understand that the best revenge is to live well and let the universe take care of the rest. And because you've reached this level of spiritual maturity, karma can finally do its work without you interfering with the process by trying to control or speed things up. Scorpio, I'm going to tell you something you might already suspect. You have a special kind of cosmic protection, not because you're better than other people, but because your soul has chosen a path of profound transformation in this life. And when a soul commits to this level of growth and evolution, the universe provides special resources and protections to ensure it can fulfill its mission. You've been in situations where you should have been destroyed, but you survived. Moments where the worst should have happened, but something inexplicable protected you at the last second. That wasn't luck. It was cosmic protection in action. And now that same protection is not only defending you, but is actively removing threats from your path and creating conditions for you to thrive. Karma working in your favor is part of that protection. It's the universe saying, "This one is my protege. Whoever messes with him messes with me, and my consequences are far more severe than anything a human could create." That's why you can relax and trust. Not because you're passive or weak, but because you're intelligent enough to recognize when forces much greater than yourself are working in your favor. Pay special attention to your dreams. Karma in action will begin to manifest first on the subtle plane before becoming fully visible on the physical plane. You may have dreams where you see these people facing difficulties. You may have sudden insights into past situations where suddenly everything makes sense. You may have premonitions about events that are about to happen. Don't dismiss these experiences as mere imagination. They are messages from your higher self showing you that the process is underway. You may also notice subtle changes in how you feel about these painful past situations. Where there was once intense anger, there may now be a strange calm. Where there was once a desire for revenge, there may now be only a quiet certainty that justice will be done. Where there was once sharp pain, there may now be only a distant memory. These inner changes are signs that you are energetically freeing yourself from these people and situations. And when you are energetically free, karma can act with much more power. One fascinating thing about karma in action is that it not only punishes those who have wronged you, it also rewards you in unexpected ways. You will begin to receive opportunities that seem random, but are actually direct responses to the energies you have been cultivating. People will want to work with you, collaborate with you, support you, without you needing to sell yourself or prove your worth. It's as if your authentic energy can finally shine without the negative interferences that were blocking your light. Are you ready to receive the blessings that have always been rightfully yours, but which were being blocked by toxic energies? Scorpio, something you need to understand about this moment is that it's not just about justice for the past, it's about liberation for the future. Every person karma removes from your life is a space that opens up for someone better to enter. Every door that closes for those who have wronged you is a door that opens for you. Every consequence they face is a lesson the universe is teaching about what happens when you mess with the wrong people. And the lesson isn't just for them, it's also for you. The lesson is that you never again need to accept bad treatment. You never again need to tolerate disrespect or betrayal, hoping people will change. You never again need to give endless chances to those who have repeatedly shown who they really are. Karma, acting now, is showing you that the universe protects you when you protect yourself. It values you when you value yourself. It defends you when you set clear boundaries about what you will and will not accept in your life. You're entering a phase where people will be much more careful about how they treat you, not out of fear of you, but out of respect for the energy you carry. When someone evolves to the point you have, their energy changes in a noticeable way. And people feel, even if they can't explain it, that messing with you is not a good idea. It's as if you've gained a spiritual authority that makes others think twice before trying to deceive or use you. Karma at work in your life will also teach you something valuable about the power of silence. You don't need to expose anyone. You don't need to tell the world what so-and-so did to you. You don't need to prove that you were right and that others were wrong. Karma will do all that for you, and in a much more effective way than any public exposure you could make. When you remain silent and let karma work its magic, you keep your energy clean and your vibration high. You don't become contaminated by drama or the need for external validation. And this dignified silence is far more powerful than 1,000 words of accusation, because when karma acts, the truth reveals itself without you needing to force anything, and people see it, and they know. And your reputation is strengthened precisely because you didn't need to defend it. The facts spoke for themselves. In the coming months, you will have the opportunity to witness one of the universe's most profound laws in action. What you send out returns. What you sow, you reap. How you treat others is how you will be treated. And you will see this unfold in the lives of those who have wronged you in such a clear way that there will be no doubt about the existence of this law. And when you witness this, your faith in divine justice will be strengthened in a way that will never be shaken again. Scorpio, one of the most profound transformations that will occur during this period is how you perceive your own power. For a long time, you may have felt that it was dangerous to show your full power, that it would be interpreted as a threat or aggression, that it would be better to hide, to diminish yourself, not to draw too much attention. But karma, working in your favor, will show you that your power is not something to be hidden. It is something to be celebrated and used consciously. You will discover that when you are aligned with your truth and operating from integrity, your natural power doesn't threaten good people. It only bothers those with bad intentions, and those latter need to feel bothered. They need to know they can't manipulate or use you. They need to understand that you see through their masks and games. And when you stop fearing your own power, it becomes a natural protective force that keeps predators away. Karma is returning to you not only the justice you deserved, but also the recognition of your true worth. People will begin to see you in a different light. Opportunities that seemed reserved for others will start coming your way. And you will realize that it was never about you not being good enough. It was about you being in environments and relationships where your value couldn't be recognized because it threatened those who wanted to keep you small. As karma removes these people and situations from your life, you will find yourself blossoming in ways you never imagined possible. Dormant talents will awaken. Aspects of your personality that you hid will finally be able to express themselves. And you will understand that everything you went through was necessary to bring you to this point where you can finally be completely yourself without fear or shame. One important thing: when you start to see karma at work, you may feel urges to warn these people about what's coming. You may feel pity or guilt. Resist these urges. They don't come from genuine compassion. They come from old patterns where you took responsibility for other people's emotions and consequences. Karma doesn't need your interference, and these people don't need your warning. They need to learn their lessons the same way you learned yours, through direct experience. Your compassion should be directed toward yourself now, to heal the wounds these situations have left, to rebuild the trust that has been broken, to restore the energy that has been drained. The universe is taking care of the rest, and you can trust that it knows exactly what it's doing. Do you have the strength to watch justice being done without interfering, without trying to control, without letting old patterns of guilt or inadequate responsibility hinder the natural process of karma? Scorpio, in the coming times, you will discover something liberating. You are not responsible for saving, fixing, or teaching anyone who doesn't want to learn. Karma is taking on that role, and it is a far more effective teacher than you could ever be, because it teaches through natural consequences that cannot be manipulated or avoided. Your role now is simply to focus on your own life, your own evolution, your own happiness. And as you do this, As you become a living example of someone who maintained their integrity and was rewarded for it, you will inspire others without even trying. Your story will become proof that it's worth doing the right thing even when it's difficult. That it's worth maintaining your dignity even when it would be easier to stoop to the level of those who hurt you. That it's worth trusting in divine justice even when it seems delayed. The karma at work in your life isn't just about you. It's about everyone who will witness your transformation and realize that the universe truly protects and rewards those who choose the path of integrity. You are becoming a beacon of hope for others who are experiencing injustice and wondering if it's worth continuing to be good in a world that seems to reward the wicked. Share in the comments if you've already started noticing signs of karma at work in your life. If people who have wronged you are already beginning to face consequences, if you already feel the tide is turning in your favor, your experiences will validate and strengthen the faith of other Scorpios who are still waiting for their justice to arrive. Subscribe to the channel now, because what's happening to you is just the beginning of a completely new phase. You'll need guidance on how to handle the changes that are coming, how to keep your vibration high while witnessing karma at work, and how to seize the opportunities that will arise as blockages are removed. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that can support you in this transformation. Karma is at work. The consequences are arriving. Justice is being served, and you are protected, valued, and rewarded for everything you've been through and for how you chose to go through it. Now all you have to do is watch, give thanks, and receive all the good things that have always been rightfully yours.